afternoon, good morning, not in the same order, good evening and good night to anyone who's currently watching or listening to this. It's the That Peacocks podcast, episode 8. I'm Josh Perkins. I'm joined by
Jake,
who's currently eating the Food Van's burger. Cheeseburger with
onions, ketchup and mustard.
Lovely. Oh wow, you got ketchup and mustard. That's good. I just got a rather large onion peel.
That's because you put your own sauces on it. You put your own sauces on it.
Oh, I missed that bit.
That's what the table of sauces.
Well, no, I didn't see it. Anyway,
Must have missed that. Shout out, Cammy.
and joined by someone else.
Oh, I'm Dan, by the way. If you didn't realise.
Hello, Dan.
I am also joined. I'm back. I'm back in the hot seat.
Back here.
Back here. So in Bury Somerset.
I did, yeah. Lads, it's just us today. We don't have a guest. Some would say that's poor planning. I would say, shut up.
Yeah.
Don't tell us what to do.
Simple.
I would say they are probably correct.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I don't want to hear it. Only positive vibes, please.
Indeed.
Boys, we've not done a podcast for 2 weeks.
2 weeks since Nick and Jake.
Excuse me. So, what have you been up to? What have you been up to, Josh?
What have I been up to? Well, it's the first day of my week off work, which
Very
is quite nice. Because, the last 2 weeks has been fairly manic with Bridgewater United and Taunton and reporting for both Taunton and Yeovil. Sorry about Yeovil. But, so just really working. This is my first day of the week off and I'm enjoying it. I'm here prior to the game against Swindon Supermarine in the league. Dan, good week?
Yeah, not bad. Obviously, we had our a fun little road trip, which I'm sure we'll come on to at some stage during the podcast.
Yeah.
So, we had our trip to Merthyr. And yes, a rare occasion. When I was talking to Kev during the week, the rare occasion where we don't actually have a game midweek. Seems like we're going to have the next 75 weeks where we'll have Tuesday fixtures.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the week off. I tried to. But yeah, back at it again and hit the ground running, I suppose.
Exactly it. It has been a rare Tuesday occasion where we've not had a game.
I hated it.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't get to go to much of the Tuesday games because I'm normally working.
Yeah.
And I had a Tuesday off and we didn't have a game. And then also, Dreyer gave the lads a week off, so there was no training that we could go on to.
No.
Just to sort of
We
get a
were
bit of football
hoping
in.
to get some content or something, and they decided to take the week off.
They decided to take the week off, yeah. Oh, we've won 9 games in a row, 15 unbeaten. Give us a rest. You got a rest. You got no Tuesday game.
Yeah, come on.
Disgusting.
Speaking of content, you put out a recent TikTok.
Wow.
Pardon me.
That was like right into the microphone as well.
Yeah, I felt
That's
it. I
echoed.
felt it brewing, and I was like, content.
If you're gonna do it right.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
do it with me.
I'll do it with you.
No.
What are we doing?
If you're gonna
We're
do
doing
it.
TikToks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I
speaking of
thought
TikTok, lads, number 5. Sorry, should I say Ross Stern and Nick Grimes?
about.
Currently
Yeah,
at the
hi,
table.
that's us.
How is it recording the? What is it? If it's. I don't know what.
So it's
sound is.
it was a trend from a while back.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I've got a can of Coke and a burger and I'm all full up of gas. And it was my pronouns are he, not him, because I'll never be him. We've changed it up slightly to our pronouns are they, not them, because we'll never be them. And it's just me and Dan out on the pitch in full kit doing Ross Stern and Nick Grimes' celebration, which we spoke about in the last podcast.
And you did that rather well, by the way.
Yeah, we did it well considering we did it completely wrong.
Okay.
But it was fine. It works, and it cuts to them, and it's a good little TikTok. It's doing all right. It's not something like 800 views in the last.
Yeah, Dan's got it.
Half an hour.
What is it?
825 in 40 minutes.
So
Good.
decent. It's already gonna go and take over my last TikTok I made, which was the core memory unlocked,
Oh yeah.
which was the nice sound from I think Inside Out.
Mm.
And I watched it, and I was like. Getting a bit. I thought it was quite emotional, but clearly TikTok didn't because nobody cared about it. But
One I did enjoy was the penalty one. You did the penalty one for the TikTok. You put that out.
yeah, the sound. It sounded like this.
If we can get.
Alone.
Oh no, this is where I got emotional.
Yeah, I was gonna say. the scream on it. Like, can we just appreciate this? The scream on it just matches the sound perfectly.
So, yeah. I heard somebody had used the Star Wars for music, and I'm not too fussed about music.
Okay.
There's very few scores where I'll be like, wow. But Star Wars, my God.
Anything that John Williams has composed, really.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And so obviously we used that, and it just worked so well. When I put it out, I was like, this is really good. And I've watched it 100 odd times, and every time I'm like, I love this TikTok. This is like, I'm really, really happy with this. Let's listen to it once more, just for that that Dan loves so much.
It's fantastic. Sensational.
That's amazing. I will do a bucket hat, Sam. This is going back to the podcast of when he tried to open the Guinness. Very quietly did so. I'm not going to do it as quietly. Sorry. There we go. It is, for those wondering, a Tango Dark Berry.
It's a very rare form of Tango.
I saw the food van had
It's
it.
because it's awful.
What do you mean?
It's awful. Horrible, horrible drink.
You're sat there with a full fat Diet Coke?
You didn't tell him whilst ordering.
Didn't want to be rude to the man serving him.
Fair enough. But also, you're sat there with a full fat Coke. So.
Big man's come in with a Tango, which is already just budget Fanta. He's got dark berry flavour, which reminds me of like just Grebos that drink Strongbow dark drinks.
I do
And it's
drink...
sugar free.
I was going to say,
Sorry.
that's something that did sort of stand out to me, was sugar free.
It is sugar free. Also, I do drink Strongbow dark fruit. So
Yeah, so do I.
right.
But there's Grebos that drink it. Don't ask me what a Grebo is,
No.
by the way. I'm assuming a Grebo is just someone that I don't like.
Ooh, that's rather nice.
He's lying.
No, I'm not. I like it.
Nah, sugar free is horrible.
No, but I like blackberry or blackcurrant.
For the people that are listening to the podcast and haven't seen TikTok content or haven't sort of put my voice to my face around Taunton, excuse me. I don't. So fizzy drinks are important to me.
Yeah.
I like. So you know, like quite a lot of people, you get like snack boxes from America or like Japan or something, and people go mad for snacks. Not that bothered about snacks, but I love a like weird drink. So like there was a kimchi flavored, was it ramune? The drink with a marble in it. The
the marble at the bottom
Japanese
of the,
one.
Yeah.
There was a kimchi flavour, which I thought would be interesting. Sounds like someone's trying to break into the podcast studio.
Someone is actually. Oh, it's Martin Dongwa.
Here he is, the
Here
man
he is.
himself.
Come on in, Martin. You right?
Hello.
Hello. New podcast guest or?
Did you need the team news?
Oh, he wants the team news.
I'm in for the team news.
Well, I
Ideal.
know some of them, but
Okay.
he confused me and then said, "Oh, Dan Howe's got on them."
Dan Howell's on the pitch.
Dan Howell, man with the team sheet.
Ben was free.
Yeah.
Jake Linnell, Nick
It's a bit of a
Rice, Zach Smith,
break in play.
Do
Joe
do
Bird,
do do do
Joe Guest,
do do do
Lloyd
do
James,
do do.
Ross Stern, Frank
Do
Sandberg,
do 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 do
Benji's
do
Toby
do
Harris,
do do
Jared
do do
Wilson,
do
Dan
do do.
Sullivan, Johan Richards,
Bum ba da
and
ba
Ross Owen.
da 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 da
Okay.
da da.
Perfect.
Da 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 boo da doo.
And we're back.
I'm back in the room.
Back in the
Back in
room.
the
Thank
room.
you very much.
Did you like that
fellas.
little musical
Yeah,
interlude?
sounds good.
Little
Try not to laugh. whilst
elevator
I'm
lift. Elevator lift.
Yeah.
Not elevator music. Elevator lift.
Elevator lift.
The
Where was
same
that
word
from?
twice.
Do-do-do-do.
From every YouTube video circa 2007.
I thought it was some DRSOS, if I'm honest.
No, I thought it was the.
It's this like idle thing, like where someone zones out and
Yeah,
it's in their brain
But
and
I
they're just
feel
thinking
like
about
that's
hamsters.
from like the Nintendo Wii. I think it's from like the Me channel. When I used to like make yourself on the Wii.
No,
Can we find this out?
it's not.
Yeah, go on.
Shazam it. Is Shazam still a thing?
Yeah,
You can't
Shazam's still a
Shazam
thing.
you just humming.
Yeah, you can. Try it.
Right.
I haven't got Shazam.
No.
No one's got Shazam because it's not a thing. Anyway, like we were saying, so
Yeah.
fizzy drinks, like
Yes,
for
go
me.
on.
So that kimchi ramune, I knew it was going to be horrible. I still bought it. It was like spicy fizzy water. Not good. See, no, that's what you're thinking of.
Is it?
Dun 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 da 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 bum 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 da da da. Yeah.
I'm going to stop because it is a 10-hour.
Oh, is
10
it?
hour
Okay.
loop.
No, I just want to do what the podcast back.
But yeah, still bought it, and
Yeah.
it was fun. I saw a little can of drink which was yellow with a little Pikachu on the front, and it was dead cute. And I spent a £5 on it, and it was all in Japanese.
£5?
Yeah, £5. All in Japanese, and I drank it, and it turns out it was just cucumber flavoured water.
Right.
So that was heartbreaking, but the
So-
can was cute.
So what you're saying is cucumber flavoured water, so it's just water.
Yeah,
Right.
but what I'm saying is, I know more about drinks than you. So categorically, Tango Darkberry is disgusting, and you're wrong.
Let us know your thoughts.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
Whilst you were having that rant about the Darkberry, I was just going through the comments of the Wii 10-hour music, and
Yeah.
one of the comments that's tickled me is day 15 of quarantine.
Amazing. Amazing.
I mean, if you theme tune that to your day, then fair play to you.
We have talked about TikTok comments in the past and how when they're good, like they're good disses, you sort of hold your hand up and go, fair enough, that was quite funny. Have you had anything like that recently, Jake, on the
Can we talk about the
Taunton one?
the fridge one?
Yeah, so obviously we put up the parody of a future podcast guest.
Yeah.
My God,
You right?
Bennett.
Luke Bennett. Sorry, Luke, I forgot your name, bud.
He's now cancelled.
He's coming on March 19th, and we did the parody TikTok of him where Dan went to his fridge and said what to do when Sully's in your fridge, and somebody commented, "That fridge is dusty." To which I said, as Taunton, "You're dusty," and they never replied. I was expecting them to be like, "That's a terrible comeback,"
Right, yeah.
or at least put up a fight.
Yeah.
One punch knockout, baby.
Well, it was one punch knockout,
Yep,
baby.
I had him.
Ding ding.
I had a comment on one of my TikTok videos to do with FIFA, and it just said, "You're a walking L." So I just replied, "Cheers, pal, I'm aware." And again, no reply, no comment. You know, so that was something that was fun. I am aware that I'm a walking L. So that's been my week essentially. We are recording this prior to the game against Swindon Supermarine in the league. Nick, in the last podcast, didn't want to give his prediction. Jake said anything less than a win. What do we do? We got to win. We got to win.
We got to keep winning. We got 2 games in hand.
Yeah.
At the moment, and it's getting exciting. If you look at something I remember really vividly was coming home from the FA Cup defeat at Western,
Yeah.
and looking at Twitter and looking at Facebook, and seeing fans, a lot of fans
Yeah.
being upset with management.
Yeah.
What the direction the club was going, and the results that were coming in.
Yeah.
And we had a good conversation, sort of thinking, because there was a lot of dry out
Yeah.
going on, and we were like, well, what happens though? You know,
Well,
because you just don't really. For me, especially coming in when I've come in, obviously I've only ever known Taunton under Rob Dray, even
Yeah.
before I got involved. It is Taunton for me.
Yeah.
I was like, so what could possibly happen? And you look at where the club was then, with people getting upset, to now we're leading. We're. I don't want to say we're in a title race, but if things go the right way and we carry on the way we're going, there's no reason to say why we can't put up a fight for it.
Yeah.
Playoffs are. We have to
Well
be
within
getting
our reach.
playoffs.
Yeah.
If we get anything less than playoffs now, then
We.
I'll assume that they've been playing me.
And
In goal.
we would be considered, I think it's fair to say, a bottle job
Oh,
if we
absolutely.
didn't manage to get playoffs.
I think the best part about, obviously, we say about the title race,
Yeah.
and obviously the excitement. I think what we found as well, obviously with the addition to Ross Stern and Lloyd James, is a good connection back between fans
Yeah.
and players. Obviously, the social medias as well has helped with that. Obviously, the TikToks have helped
Yeah.
massively with that. I think our podcast does as well. Obviously, it doesn't get as many views as we probably hoped we would. But I feel like either way, if promotion does happen, if it doesn't happen, if it crashes and burns at this point onwards, I feel like the good connection between players and fans is something that we can sort of appreciate and excel into. Even if we don't come up, we go again next season, and I feel like we've got a really good platform to sort of build and push off.
Yeah, I agree.
Taunton is a really, really exciting place to be at the moment.
Yes.
And especially with the very limited view to the inside that we get that goes beyond your average supporter, seeing sort of not behind closed doors chats, but like what's going on behind closed doors.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
Yeah, it really is.
Like,
even just the fact that sometimes you'll be on the list for media, let's say, against Merthyr, and you get to go through things like either the boardroom or round the side exit, and that, as you say, is different to any typical supporter. That feeling of Taunton are coming to their place, and people are worried about where we are because we are that good currently. And I don't think we've had that, Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, since the season that I joined, where we narrowly lost to Poole in the playoffs and Weymouth went up. I don't think it's been that exciting since.
No, of course, and I mean, even in that season, there were results when you look back and you think, we lost to Froome. I'm sure, the TikTok admin of Froome remind you most weeks, Jake.
Yeah.
But I mean, there were disappointing results there, and I mean, would I say we've played fantastically recently? Probably not. But we're picking up results, and that's that's a sign of a team that's on just doesn't know when it's beaten. I think someone said that a couple of weeks back after the Salisbury great game, and in all seriousness, it probably summed it up perfectly, because 1-0 down at half time, we were awful. It wasn't our best game of football I've seen, and somehow we've won the game 3-1. The morale around the place is fantastic, even when they're having an absolute shocker, shall I say, without trying to use swear words. They still can pick each other up and try and pull a result out from nowhere, really. But I mean, everything is going on. I mean, the vibe around the place is good. Fans are back in their numbers.
Which is always good, because
that's something I've noticed as well. Since the Tiverton game, we were doing 300 to 400 fans beforehand in ground. Tiverton, obviously, we smashed that, over 1,000, whatever it was. Delaying kick-off to get everyone in. Great day. And since then, I think we've been looking at more sort of 500-600 for most games. Even midweek late kickoffs, we've been getting 500-600 fans in. So, even that's exciting. There's not anything that I personally can grumble at the moment.
No, I don't think so.
It's not and this is what I love about supporting local, and I'm not going to preach about supporting local because it's only recently that I've really started supporting local.
And everyone who
do what you want. If you love a football club, you love a football club. It doesn't matter who it is. But I will almost always have a list as long as my arm with stuff that I'm not happy about with West Ham. And whether it be performance on the pitch, players not giving their all, Yarmolenko's still there. Did you see, just a little side tangent, did you see Yarmolenko got sent off yesterday in an under-21s game?
Did he?
For an elbow that didn't even exist.
Oh.
He literally went, controlled the ball with his chest, the player behind him grabbed his head and put his hand up, and the ref just blew the whistle and sent him off straight away. It was poor. But I will always have an issue with West Ham. At the moment, I'm a bit irked at the club with how they've dealt with the Kurt Zuma situation. I think they needed to drop him for that Watford game. Excuse me 2 seconds.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't kick your cat.
You can't kick a cat and get away with it.
Imagine, you picking up poor Lando, spooning him across the room.
I feel like he should have been dropped for the Watford game because there were nothing had been dealt with officially yet. They hadn't decided on the fine and what was going to happen. Now that they've decided on that fine, I think arguably another 2-3 weeks out just to cement that it's not something that we condone as a club. And then moving back into playing. Personally, I'd be happy if they didn't play him for Watford. A fine happened. He's going on education courses. They're working with the RSPCA.
Yeah.
He can play football again. And that would have been fine for me. But there we go. I mean, you look at his eldest son now has been suspended from primary school over this. And he will still walk out and play against Leicester tomorrow.
Is it Johan Zuma as well has been suspended by Dagenham and Redbridge?
As well, Dagenham and Redbridge for his part in the video. It's one of those situations. I do feel like West Ham have rightfully caught some slack for it.
Yeah.
They haven't dealt with it the way they should have done. They should have been slightly quicker to act if they knew they were going to play him in the Watford game.
So, yeah.
But there we go. You know, it's one of those situations.
I was, and I like David Moyes.
I love David Moyes, and this is something that it's been all over my Twitter. It's been doing my head in. David Moyes has been very matter of fact with everything, which is something that I can respect. I don't necessarily agree with it, but he said, "This is my view. This is why I'm doing this. I understand that people will be unhappy about it, but I'm here to do a job." Fair enough.
At the end of the day, I mean, we talk about David Moyes. I don't think you can put a foot wrong with what he's doing. He shouldn't be the one that's making that decision. I mean, we look at the Mason Greenwood situation, obviously, without trying to go into details with that. Manchester United straight away said, "Look, son, you're not playing." Gylfi Sigurdsson has not been proven with anything what he's done yet.
Oh, he's not been named yet, has he?
No, not been named, not been
allegedly
proven.
But
they haven't. But Everton have chose not to play him. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I've got anything against David Moyes. He's the manager of a football club, and at the end of the day, his job is to put out the best team possible. He's got available and try and win football matches, and it's up to the hierarchy in where they take their stance, really.
What I found really funny in this situation, which is going to sound really weird off the beginning, is obviously West Ham have lost a couple of sponsors through this. And the first one to say anything was Experience Kissimmee, which is like a... they do like the package holidays to Disneyland and everything in Florida. Kissimmee, more specifically. And they were like, "We don't condone violence towards animals, so we're going to cancel our sponsorship with West Ham." But they are still promoting Sea Life, selling budget holidays to Sea Life. So it was a bit that made me chuckle. But there we go. On to sort of brighter things and sunnier conversations. Obviously, like we said, we're playing Swindon Supermarine, not Submarine, as I always accidentally call them, today. And again on Tuesday. So we've got home and away. Obviously, we're home today, hence the podcast. And then Tuesday night, unfortunately, I can't be there because I am working. But we got them in the semi-final. I always get semi and quarterfinals mixed around the wrong way.
The Southern League Cup.
Of the Southern League Cup, which is a real chance for some silverware this season, which is
long
very,
trip
very
if
exciting.
we get to the final.
It's going to be a trip away, but we'll enjoy it. I'll book it off work for sure.
Good. Yes, so that's exciting. I was, excuse me, I was talking to Jake about this in the car on the way here. Dan, would you rather win this game and lose the League Cup semi-final, or lose here today and win the League Cup semi-final and go on to the Southern League Cup final?
Win here. I think. I mean, the position we're in at the moment in the league, we just need. You don't want to ruin the league. I think as far as a long-term impact from either win, I think the league win could help us. If we get promoted or if we win the League Cup, I know for a fact that winning the league and going into the division above will be a bigger impact.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
And help massively.
I would now, and I don't know how responsible of this of me is this, but I have said to Jake on the way here that just because I like cup football, like no matter what cup, I like cup football. I would rather lose here and win the semi. But to be fair, having heard what you've said about the longer term impact of what this might mean for the season, I think it's fair enough to say that probably the league is more important currently. I think,
especially with such a long unbeaten run.
Yeah, you
do want to go careful with how you wouldn't want to impact a league game to keep an eye on to think. You don't want to think about the League Cup game going into a league game. Yeah. I think and the problem is teams, we've seen it before. If a team loses, they can fall away. So it's just something, I think Rob would take each game as it comes.
Yeah.
I mean, if we win today, he'll then look in, he probably isn't even thinking about Tuesday yet.
I don't think so. No, I agree. I don't think he's probably thinking about Tuesday at all. It is worth pointing out that. Hold on. Hello, Hoppy.
Well, Hoppy's made it.
Hey, you right?
Funny looking 1:30 this.
Yeah. Is this 1:30 you covered it? No, it's fine.
Yeah, 1,000 views on TikTok since you.
1,000 views on TikTok, is it now?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Good
What was I saying? I can't remember. It was about the
League Cup.
League Cup, was it? Or
Not looking to it at the moment. Obviously, the thing is, and I know this from, I say so, obviously I managed amateur football for a year and a bit through COVID, and I personally, as a manager, I love cup football. Cup football for me is as exciting as football gets. Anything can happen. Evidenced in the almost upset in the FA Cup, Kidderminster West Ham, Nottingham Forest knocking out Arsenal, going on to knock out Leicester. Cup football is incredible, and whenever we had cups sort of going on, we'd know that they were coming up. I would try not to focus on them, but personally for me, that's what I was looking forward to. So I'd be like, we're doing all right in the league. I don't have to worry about that. That's what me sort of co-managers for, and I'll get pumped for the league games. But when you get to this level, and I think it's very apparent with Rob when you talk to him after the matches and everything, his mind is solely on what's in front of him.
Yeah.
If we got a game that day, that's all he's thinking about, and as soon as that's done, then he's ready to start thinking about the next game, and only then will he do it. So you'd probably be able to remind Rob about 2 hours before kick-off that he plays again Tuesday and go, we do, because he'd be so focused on sort of what he's doing now. Fair play to him, because I couldn't focus like that.
No, neither. And I think that's probably a nice way to end it, because it is sort of 40 minutes to kick off before the game against Swindon Supermarine. Lads, to end, predictions for today's game in the league against Swindon.
I think it's going to be a tough one today. I really do. Ross Stone's on fine form. Questionable hat-trick in our last game against Merthyr. I think he's getting on the score sheet again.
Yeah.
He's just born to score goals. And he will in this league. So I think he's getting on the score sheet again. We kept a clean sheet last week, which is rare when I'm at a game. So I feel like I'm not going to get treated to 2 clean sheets. No. It's going to be a 2-1 win.
2-1 win.
I'm going to miss the winner because I'm going to have to go early for work.
You always do.
90 plus 2.
90 plus 2.
Toby Holmes, off the bench.
Okay.
Bicycle kick. Top left-hand corner.
Jesus. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. He's confident. Dan?
2-0.
2-0. Goals from?
Ross Stern and Prince Henry.
I was going to say...
I'd like to see Prince Henry get his first goal.
That's what I'm leaning more towards today is a Prince Henry first goal for Taunton. I also believe Ross Stern is going to get on the score sheet, and they've not had a goal in a while, our back line, so I'm going to say Nick Grimes' header, 3-1 for Taunton. Not a clean sheet.
Nice. Hoppy, you've just arrived,
Hoppy,
but what's your predictions?
I'm actually going for a 0-0 draw today.
0-0
Fuck off, Hoppy. Wish I'd never asked.
0-0.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I no.
Okay.
There's always goals in these
There's
games.
always goals. Shioli.
I'd be very surprised, but fair enough, Hoppy. If that's what you think, mate, you're entitled to your opinion.
Exactly.
At 5 o'clock it's 0-0, I will shake your hand and say,
Yeah.
fair play, geezer.
Yeah. If
Fair
it's-
play,
if it's-
Nail on the head there.
If it's 5 o'clock and 0-0, then I'll have just started work and I'll be fuming.
Well, yeah. But also you wouldn't be because you haven't missed anything.
No,
So-
I haven't missed anything, but I'd rather miss a last-minute winner than
a ball
miss
draw.
a stinker.
Yeah, exactly. Great, thank you, lads,
Yeah,
for joining us. Hopefully, we'll have a guest. Well, we will. It's sorry, I was going to say that.
That's not next week.
No, is it not?
No, man.
March the
Sorry.
19th.
March 19th.
March the
February
19th.
19th. I'm not here.
No, neither am I.
Silverhouse birthday.
Ah,
So I'll be joining.
Sorry, March 19th. For some reason, I thought it was February. No, I'll be in Bournemouth next week, so I will not be here for the podcast.
Man's going to see Devo or something.
Dave.
Devo. We talked about Dave in the Rob Ray podcast.
Yeah, doesn't know who he is.
I don't know who he is.
A rapper called Dave is a friend of mine.
Yes.
But
He's not going to go to Western and get his pants pulled down.
Thank you very much for listening to this week's instalment of That Peacocks podcast. It's been an absolute blast. I think we've covered some interesting things and we've been a bit more professional than normal.
I tell you what, if you have made it this far in the podcast, I want you to comment on our recent TikTok, the one with Nick Grimes and Ross Stern, or the imposters of Nick Grimes and Ross Stern. And just comment, what should I comment, Jake?
Could you please comment the word?
Dark berry.
Dark berry.
Dark berry. Wonderful.
Hashtag tango is shit.
No. Of course, any questions? Exactly, Hoppy. That's my question. What? Any questions at all for the podcast? Please send them to @TalkingDownFC on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or email media@talkingdown.com.
Yeah, we'd love to. I really think it'd be nice if we could compile some good questions. So if you are a Taunton fan that listens and you've got something you want to know, shoot it over. It'd be really good to have a episode of the podcast where we just solely talk about what the fans want to know.
Definitely.
But yeah, other than that, I think we'll leave you to it. We're going to go and get set up, ready to watch Swindon Supermarine lose. At the Signet, which would be nice. I wasn't too fussed about them. Obviously, like I've said in the past, I don't like Swindon because they beat me on Football Manager, and when I tweeted about it, they liked the tweet and laughed at me, effectively. Okay. But then their media guy came in. Well, not their media guy. The guy that just turns up and films matches and sells it to newspapers.
I'll name drop him. Nick.
Nick came in and he said, "We're specialists at ending unbeaten runs." And I said, "All right." So I do want to beat them.
Fair enough.
So yeah, but there we go. Dan, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Josh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hoppy's left the room, but thank you, Hoppy, as well for your 0-0 prediction.
Thank you, Hoppy.
We will see you boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, at some point in the future. But for now, up the Peacocks and Taunton are massive.
Everywhere they go.
Taunton are massive, everywhere they go.